Well, hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Auto Repair Marketing Podcast. Episode number 99, to
99.
be exact. We recorded 100 this morning. We recorded 100 before we did 99,
That's messed up.
and it's a special one. So if you're listening to this now, you'll be listening to episode 100 next week, and it is definitely worth listening to. And I'm sitting here without my headset on, like not even prepared.
Oh, wow. I think it's funny that you went with I got 99 problems, but marketing ain't one instead of the 99 bottles of beer on the wall.
Nah, 99 problems.
Okay.
Except we're not going to talk about 99 problems today because that would just take way too long. So we're going to talk about 9
Which is
problems
dumb, but
in your marketing. She is very opinionated today, y'all.
Peyton would say sassy.
Sassy. Yeah, that's a good word. So before we get too far into this, I do want to thank our sponsors, RepairPal, for providing this episode. RepairPal is the key that unlocks more business for your auto repair shop. Learn more at repairpal.com/shops.
Have you seen what your dog did to me?
I did see that. I thought it was a fever blister.
No. If you're friends with Brian and I on Facebook, you know that we have a lab puppy. Insert the bless your heart here. So I got 99 problems. One of them is Dutton. Anyway,
The other one is you need to get a little bit closer to your mic because
you said I
you're
need to
picking
be
up
like
some.
this, and I am.
So get a little bit closer to that mic.
Okay, I'm closer.
All right.
Number
So,
one.
Number one. Number one is
Wait, where'd you get these problems from?
talking to the team and coming up with like the most common things that we hear people
Okay.
say
All right.
are problems in their marketing.
Okay. Oh, this one right here.
Yeah. So
This one actually didn't come from our team. This one came from our
Well, no,
friends in the industry.
it did come from our team, but it came from our team because our friends in the industry like to point these out to us so often.
So here it is, y'all. My Facebook ads are showing to people. This says way outside, but just outside my service area. And here's the problem with that. Wait, were you supposed to take this, or it's okay that I'm talking?
You're good. Go.
So I have friends in the industry who tag me on the regular in ads that they see on Facebook. Let's say it's a shop in Atlanta, Georgia, and this friend of mine is in Timbuktu, Tennessee, or Idaho, and they're getting the ad. Oh, so they'll tag me in the ad in the comments and telling the shop owner that they don't know, you need to talk to Kim Walker. I don't know why they tag me. They should be tagging Haley, but I'll take it. So anyway, this is a huge waste of money. We see it all the
It's such
time.
an easy problem to fix.
So easy.
In your ad or in your sponsored post, there is a place where you can set the geographic area. And typically you want to be at most 10 miles radius around your shop, probably more like 3 to 5.
Well, sometimes it's a boosted post. And when you go to boost a post, you literally have to go through that step. It blows my mind. Like, I don't know how people are overlooking. Are they clicking boost and then go? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah.
Oh, you're wasting money. Wasting money.
All right.
Number two.
Number two, my social media doesn't seem to be providing a return on investment.
Bless it.
And that's because you have generic junk social media. There's a lot of these companies out there that they provide social media management at a very low price. And it can be very tempting, but they're posting the same thing to every shop that they work with. And that does nothing to differentiate you. It does nothing to show what is special about your shop, to do the whole know, like, trust thing that we talk about all the time. And in that case, it's not going to provide a return. And it's already hard enough to prove return on investment or show return on investment on social media, because the main thing that you're going to do with social media is you're going to get people to know, like, and trust you so that when they bring their car in, they're more apt to go for, that estimate that you prepare for them because they trust you before they get there.
I would add to this that the problem may be that you don't know how to calculate your return on investment,
It's true.
which
Kim
is
Kim just taught a KPIs class at STX this past week,
yeah.
and had a lot of people in there that were kind of mind blown by it.
So the thing is, it is very difficult to figure out the return on investment of social media because it is so brand awareness driven. But the problem is most people tend to just look at the page itself, look at the profile, the post itself, and they see, oh, I didn't have anybody liked or comment on that post. That's a bad post. When if you go into either the insights on your Facebook page and you can see how many people clicked, or you can look in your Google Analytics to see. Literally, for Shop Marketing Pros, I think it was, oh gosh, now I remember the number, but it was a large number of people that came to our website within the last 28 days by clicking something on our social media. In fact, it was more, gosh, I wish I could remember what the actual metric was, but I was very surprised to see that we got more traffic to our website from our social media than we did from something else. I don't remember what it was, but if your social media doesn't seem to be providing a return on investment, maybe you're not tracking it correctly, or maybe it's junk.
Yep.
So number 3, I never see my Google ads when I search my business. Brian.
Not only that, but while I'm sitting inside of my business. No. Yeah. Scratch that, Mr. Editor. Kim, would you reread that question, please?
Problem number 3. I never see my Google ads when I search for my business.
So there are multiple things that can cause that to happen, but one of the most common is that you have way too low of a budget. And we see it fairly often where, the marketers that you're working with are suggesting a pretty small budget. I mean, I've seen people doing $100 Google Ads budgets, and it's like, why? Why would you ever do that? What is the point of that? These nickel clicks and 25-cent clicks are a thing of the 1990s. They don't exist anymore. So, when you are searching and you're not seeing your ads, especially when you search in the latter half of the day and you're not seeing your ads, it's because you're out of budget in many cases.
You ran out of budget before lunch.
Yeah.
And that's going to be directly related to your competitors have a higher budget. And so Google is going to run out of your budget and start showing that result to, revealing the result of competitors.
Yeah. And there's other things that can cause this too. You could be, this actually happens more than you would think. Somebody sitting at their home that's 20 miles away from their shop, and their ads are set to display, in a 5-mile radius of the shop. And they're like, why won't these ads show up? Well, you're outside of the geographic area that you're, displaying the ads to.
Yeah.
Sometimes
People forget about that.
Sometimes they're searching with terms that the ads may not be set to display for. Sometimes you have actually been eliminated from the audience so that it specifically doesn't show to you, because when it has shown to a certain person so many times, you can say, hey, after this, don't show it to that person anymore.
Right.
So there's a lot of different reasons, but it's very often the budget.
So the 4th one on our list really kind of drives me crazy, but I also laugh because sometimes I think it's funny. And that is that I didn't show up in the map pack when I search for auto repair near me, and I'm searching while I'm inside my business.
Yeah, this one happens a lot.
And we're marketers, so we get this, but the average person is not thinking about the solution here, or the so go ahead with that.
So when you were doing this, when you're searching in your shop, you don't want to be connected to your Wi-Fi. You're typically you don't want to do this from your desktop computer that's, sitting in your shop that's connected to Wi-Fi. And the reason why is because the location-based services, they don't they don't typically show your exact location. So, matter of fact, when we had our office
Mm-hmm.
back before COVID, when we went remote, we had internet by a company that was called NTS Communications, and they were based out of the Dallas area, but we're over here in Hammond, Louisiana. But because of the way they were set up, the location services thought that we were in Dallas.
Yeah, I
So
literally forgot about that and would go to Google something and
it's giving you Dallas area results.
yeah, but I could scroll down to the bottom of Google at that time. I don't know if
Hmm.
that's how it does it now, but I could see that it was showing that I was in Dallas. I'm like, I'm not in Dallas. What are you talking about? So,
Yeah. And, so when you are checking things like this, you want to be on your mobile device connected to cellular internet and preferably in an incognito window.
yep. So you're connecting to the nearest cell tower,
Yeah.
which
And,
could
and your
still be,
phone, well, no, your phone is actually sending the coordinates of where you are
oh,
to
right.
the tower. So it's going to
It's
be
nice to be right.
pretty accurate.
Whoa,
What was that?
my Siri
Oh.
suddenly came on and said, it's nice to be right. I wish I could have recorded that. Yeah.
So, yes. So, mobile device, cellular data, incognito window, and that's going to give you the best results
Yep.
for your local area.
All right, y'all. So we're moving right along. Number 5 problem is a slow website,
Mhm.
which impacts SEO because the speed score, right?
Yep.
So what causes a website to be too slow?
All right. So I'm going to give you the cause, but I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent here. Okay.
Perfect.
So the primary cause that we see when somebody's website is slow, especially if it is slow to the point that you as a person can see that it is slow.
Mm,
That is usually because the pictures that are on the website are way too big. Like somebody took them, with their phone on high res or
didn't
their
resize them.
DSLR camera, didn't resize them, put them on the website, and they're just huge. They're these heavy photos, and they're taking up a lot of bandwidth to load. And especially if you have a page that has 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever photos on it that are like that, it'll really slow it down.
What about those fancy videos everybody wants in the header of their website?
That's perfectly fine as long as it's hosted like on YouTube or Wistia or Vimeo or something like that. If it's self-hosted, like if it's actually on the web server, then that can really slow things down
Mm-hmm.
as well. So there's that, but then there's also cheap hosting. Um, look, great hosting is cheap. Just because you can get hosting for $4 a month doesn't mean that you should. Like spend the $30 a month for the good hosting. That's going to be a nice fast server and everything. Because that will actually make up for when you have that goofy mistake of putting that full size image up there.
Hmm.
It'll actually run fast enough that you still get the speed that you need. Now, when it comes to website speed, and I've ranted about this before, and I rant about this all the time because people have such a misperception. I don't know
Sure.
which one of those is right in this situation. Anyway, people don't understand it. They have a false belief system that has been planted in their heads by people that talk about how important it is for your website to be fast for it to rank properly. And it does. I mean, the faster your website is, the better a user experience that you're going to have. But when you're doing marketing, you have to put tracking scripts on your website to know whether or not the marketing is working. And those tracking scripts, like Google's own scripts, slow down the website
Yeah.
dramatically, not from a end user standpoint. When a person can't see that the website is slower, but when you're going to like Google's page speed insights and you're checking it, people think that they need to have 100. Well, guess what? Google.com is not 100 on page speed insights. But they want to have these super high scores. But the thing is once you have a tracking script or two on the website, your scores are often going to get down into the 70s People are like, oh my gosh, my site speed is in the 70s. That's not that bad. And you certainly can't, the visitor of the website cannot see the difference between a 70 and a 100 on how fast the website is. So, if your website is in the 70s or better, you're fine. You don't need to get carried away trying to get the website to 100. If it's in the 80s, you certainly don't need to, worry about getting it faster than that. And if it's just your life goal to have a website that is 95 to 100, then hey, go for it. Whatever.
Do you think somebody has a life goal in that?
I've met some weird people.
Oh my God.
I've met people with some weird life goals.
Okay, that's a whole different podcast episode. But anyways, all right. You ready to move on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number 7. Oh no, we should save this to last. I get lots of leads, but they don't turn into customers.
Well, that's because your service advisor sucks.
Well, you're just going to get straight to it, right?
Yes, I am. Poor phone skills. Don't ask for the sale. Turning away business that they shouldn't be turning away.
We see this so often, which goes back to a podcast, not a podcast, a blog that Brian wrote not too long ago, that you're not ready for marketing. You should not be paying someone to do ads for you and then paying per click or per call or per anything if that handoff from marketing to sales is garbage.
But look, we talk about this when we bring on a new client, and the number of people who say, oh, my service advisor is great, or my service advisor is the best, and then we listen to the calls and it's like, what were you talking about?
Well, sometimes you don't know till you know, right? And
yeah,
it may
we share it with them and they're like, oh, wow.
It may be that the only time you've really tested or evaluated your service advisor skills is when you were walking by. Well, I don't know, when my boss is around, I'm going to be on my very best. Literally just yesterday, you shared how many phone calls with a shop owner?
About 6.
6. And almost all of them, this service advisor that was supposedly really good was turning work away, referring it out to other people.
Yeah. And the owner was like, thank you for sharing this with us.
Yeah. So, man,
look, if you're working with marketers, especially for something like Google Ads, the way that you track the conversions is by phone call recording. And you can get access to those recordings. That is something that you should be listening to often, because you will be surprised at what you will hear in those calls.
Look,
this one, the one that Kim was just talking about, it wasn't even that bad. This was a good service advisor, I think, but they were just missing the mark on a couple of things. I've heard some before. We have well, let's just say it was a diesel shop, and they do like full rebuilds of diesel engines and everything. Person calls with a 5.9 Cummins that they want to get rebuilt, and the first thing out of the advisor's mouth, oh, that's going to be expensive.
And never asked for the appointment, not once. Yeah. But I want to back up.
Like, out of all the phone calls we listened to, they never asked for an appointment.
I want to back up to something you just said a minute ago about our friend yesterday. You said six calls? Mm-hmm. Okay. Average repair order for that shop is approximately what?
I don't know. Probably 800.
Okay. And 8 times 6, I don't math.
I don't know. You shouldn't ask me like while I'm on the spot.
But it
is 48.
That's $4,800, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's little things. It was only 6 calls. That's a lot. That is a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you, shop owner, but when I was a shop owner, if our service advisor was missing out on 6, that's only 6 that we listened to within the recent distant past.
Yeah.
Recent distant past. Is that right? But you know what I mean? Like very recently. Short period of time. Y'all, it's late in the afternoon. So yeah, we could talk about that for a long time. If our clients don't have a coach, then we're sending them some free phone skills coaching that some coaches have given us to distribute. Mm-hmm. And yeah, So that is definitely a big one. That should have been either number 1 or last to give us plenty of time to talk about it. But number 8, oh, this one drives me crazy too.
My marketing looks like every other shop's marketing.
So
let's give the marketers the benefit of the doubt here, okay? And then we'll come back.
But you're a
and
marketer.
we'll not give. We're gonna go both ways here. We're gonna give the marketers the benefit of the doubt, and then we're not going to give the marketers the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
So if we're giving the marketers the benefit of the doubt, what could be wrong here?
Well, you're not talking to them.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're going to have unique, personalized, customized marketing, which is what we call top tier marketing, you have to be involved in that. This is not a hands-off approach. It's a partnership. And so you should be, what are we talking about? I have seen shops who are doing their own marketing using pictures from stock photography that looks exactly the same. But the real point here is you have to be communicating. You have to share what's going on. You have to send pictures. You have to send videos. You have to update the marketing team who's doing your marketing so that they can speak on your behalf and share what's going on in your shop. They can't do it if you don't send it.
Yep. All right. So let's say that the client is communicating and they're doing everything right on their end, because that happens, often. You got a great client, but their marketing just doesn't look, or it does look like every other shop.
I don't think I can say what I want to say.
Well, okay, so I'll say it. This is what you get when you have cheap marketing, because the only way that you can have cheap marketing done is if people are if the marketing company is replicating the same thing for multiple shops.
You mean copy and paste?
And look, I'm not going to hate on that, because there's a time and a place for that.
I don't disagree.
There are shops that may be in their journey where they can't afford to have marketing that is unique to them, and something
is better than
nothing.
Okay.
Done is better than perfect.
Did you just use my own thing against me?
I did.
That was rude.
Mm-hmm. But that's how I roll. All right. Our last one.
That's all we're going to say about that?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Last one. The shop is slow. It's time to turn our marketing back on.
Oh, you mean the marketing they turned off?
Yeah, because they were busy.
Because they stopped.
Yes.
Mm-mm.
Yes.
I cannot address this.
They got busy, because that's what happens in May, June, July, August. They get busy and turn the marketing off.
Friends, you don't turn your marketing off. You pivot, maybe your call to action or your messaging, but you should still be marketing and showing up in front of people. It's the law of inertia, right? That once you get that thing moving, you have to keep it moving, because when you stop, the amount of energy and effort it is going to take to get that thing going again is a lot.
Well, the marketing that you do today is not for the cars that you get tomorrow.
Correct.
The marketing you do for today is for the cars you get 3 months to 6 months from now. And what is 3 to 6 months from now? The holidays.
Mm-hmm. Well,
when people are
in August
begging for cars to work on.
Yeah.
So you don't stop marketing.
And look, that's coming from people who used to stop.
Yeah, we did.
As a marketing agency, I tell this story more often than I probably realize. Brian was away at a men's, whatever you call that, boot camp sort of thing. Mm-hmm. And they wouldn't let him talk to anybody. So I didn't talk to him for a week. And he came home and I'm like, well, what's your takeaway? What are you bringing back from this thing? And he said, stop stopping. I'm like, huh? What kind of bull crap is that? What is that? And he explained. And
she sounds like such a redneck. She's like, what kind of bull crap is that?
Cornbread? You mean cornbread?
Your cornbread totally just came out.
We're sitting in Pumpkin Center, Louisiana. What do you expect? Mm. And you made me forget where I was. Are you making cornbread we should have cornbread for dinner tonight.
It just keeps getting more More Southern, y'all.
What were we talking about? You totally threw me off. Now you're going to try to edit it out.
You were talking about stopping.
Yeah, yeah. So when we had our agency, the one before this one where we were doing general or marketing for just any type of small business in our local community, is we would do exactly what shops do. Oh my gosh, we're so busy right now. Slow down. Don't post. Don't do this. Let's not run ads. And then, just like the tide of the ocean ebbs and flows, what's going to happen? We're going to slow down. And then it's emergency status. So
It's the marketing roller coaster.
Stopping.
All right, y'all. So that was 9 problems
Out of
for
99.
episode 99. I hope that
You're not going to beatbox or
I
sing
hope
or
that
do the
you
thing.
enjoyed our cynicism today.
Which is kind of funny because I like to do like the mistakes or the soapbox things, and I'm the Pollyanna of the group. He does not want to do it.
Well, like I said, we recorded episode 100 this morning, and it is all positive.
It is very positive.
That
It is
is-
very good.
it
I
is
really enjoyed it.
It is a great episode that I'm looking forward to people listening to. So if
It's very special.
if we were a little too cynical for you today, on this episode a week from now, episode 100 is going to be out, and it is positive, and it is just filled with wisdom from some really great people.
Very true.
So,
All right, y'all, listen, if you are not in our Facebook group, you're missing out. I don't know what to tell you. That is just what it is, and you need to be in there. So you need to head over to Facebook, do a search for the Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind, click join, answer the very simple questions, because listen, soapbox, I should do a whole podcast about this. We don't let just anyone in. We're very picky. I am very picky. Caroline helps me, I think. And we literally look at the answers to your questions. And if you don't answer them, we're going to stalk your profile. We just are.
well, we don't want people being spammed in that group. We don't even market ourselves in that group.
And it's our group.
And I'm not saying that we never will, but that is not what we want people in that group for. We want there to be a great discussion about marketing. We want it to be a place where people can be without, getting like slammed or whatever for, having a different idea about something. So we make sure that it is a respectful place, and that people aren't coming in there and private messaging you and telling
Yeah.
you, trying to sell you something. And if they do, you let us know, and they will be removed.
I have literally blocked a number of people in that group. We are at 1,506 people in this group, all having really solid, awesome, great conversations about marketing for auto repair shops. So go look for the Auto Repair Marketing Mastermind, click join. And if you have questions for us relating to marketing or something you want us to answer on the podcast, shoot us an email to podcast@shopmarketingpros.com.
All right. Well, thank you again to our sponsors, RepairPal, for providing this episode. We could not do this without them. And thank you for listening. We are just one of many podcasts on the Aftermarket Radio Network. You can find out more about the others at aftermarketradionetwork.com. We thank you for listening. I hope you'll listen in again next week. And until then, go fill those bays.